So today I'm going to talk about the vast distances in the universe and space. So if you scale it down to what humans see, we see as just a few miles or a few kilometers being a very large distance. But if you zoom out in terms of the universe overall, that's really not the case. That's really very, very small, not even a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. You could keep going with that. I mean, it's very small. The Earth is just very minor, very small. But we see it as something huge when we're down on it because we're so small compared to everything else. But let's talk about the distances between everything and how big space actually is, because some people, they're really not educated on it. Or I don't want to say not educated, but some people really, they know what space is, but they really don't learn about it and study it enough to really understand some of the coolest things about it. So let's talk about the moon. It's close, right? You can see it very bright at night, but it's actually very, very far away. When you see it in a textbook or when you see the moon like in like a diagram or something like that, or not a diagram, like, I don't know, just drawn in a textbook or on the internet, it's kind of misleading because it looks like the moon is close. But the moon is actually 235,000 miles away, which is mind blowing because it actually takes light a little over a second to reach the moon from Earth. So that's like what? That's 2 seconds. That's over 2 seconds there and back. So you can imagine it's kind of difficult. Whenever we were sending people to the moon, it was kind of difficult to communicate because it wasn't instant. It was kind of delayed. But I mean, it's still not bad compared to some of the other things. Now, planets such as Mars, Venus, Jupiter, so on, they're very, very far away, much farther away. Mars and Venus, being the closest planets to us, are actually several million miles away, and it actually takes light several minutes to get there. Light travels about 180,000 miles a second, so something that's 20 miles away, it takes several minutes for it to get there, which is very cool. And that's why they're so small in the sky and they just look like little dots unless you have a telescope. But planets, even planets, that's very far away for us. But in terms of the universe, that's still very, very small. I mean, it is puny. If you look at our very nearest star, Alpha Centauri, that's actually 4 light years away. And now a light year is it's pretty much self-explanatory. A light year is how much light travels in 1 year, which is 6 trillion miles, which is absolutely mind-blowing how far away just 1 light year is. But the nearest star is 4 light years away. So that means it's around 24 trillion miles away, just to our nearest star. And inside of the Milky Way, there are billions. There are several hundred billions of stars in just our galaxy. And there are billions and billions of galaxies besides our own Milky Way. And these distances are just absolutely mind-blowing just to think about. We can't really comprehend how far away these objects are, but it's so interesting to try to understand and try to wrap your head around it, which is what I try to do. Now, from one side of our galaxy to the other is 100,000 light years, and I did the math, and this was, what was it? It was I think it was over something pentillion miles away, which is, you can't wrap your head around that distance. You can't even wrap your head around 1,000,000 miles because nothing on Earth is that far away, so we don't really know. We've never known these types of distances. But it's 100,000 light years away from one side of the galaxy to the other, and the nearest galaxy to our galaxy is 2.5 million light years away, and I can't even do the math for that. I've tried. It's hard. I mean, I guess you could. It might take some time, and you'd have to write it down, but you cannot do that math in your head. That is a long ways away, which is very interesting. But even then, 2.5 million light years away is still nothing compared to the universe, just a baby step. In fact, we've seen galaxies that are billions of light years away. I think the farthest is 13.8 billion light years away, and that's what scientists and astronomers say. They say that's the age of the universe, is 13.8 billion years, which is insane to think about because we've only been alive as humans that we know. History's only been there for, several thousand years. So, I mean, even then, like, humans have not been here but for just a fraction of the time that's went by in the universe, which is insane. Now, I want to talk about distances because it's cool. It's just interesting to talk about. When you're talking about something that's so far away, say something that's 50 million light years away. Let's just use that as an example. Something 50 million light years away. Okay, That's how long it takes light to get there. It takes light 50 million years to get from us to them, or to that galaxy. 50 million light years. Okay. That means that if you were to snap your finger and just instantly teleport there without having to worry about the speed of light, you were just instantly there, no time lapse. You just appeared there at that galaxy that's 50 million light years away. And you somehow had a telescope that was big enough to look down at the Earth and look at the ground, to be able to look and see what was on the Earth. You would see the Earth as it was 50 million years ago, because the light from today has not got there. It's going to take 50 million years for the light today to get here, or to get there. So you'd be seeing the dinosaurs actually walking on the ground, because the light from them is just now getting to that galaxy because it's so far away, which is mind-blowing. This is what got me hooked on astronomy, stuff like this. And we're going to have many more topics to come, but I just wanted to kind of talk about this. I'm going to make a little series out of this and just kind of explain some cool things that I found very interesting, and hopefully you guys find the same. But that's probably going to be it for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. Any recommendations on what you want me to do? I can still do regular ASMR videos like tapping, scratching, and stuff, so I will be doing that some. But I do want to do a lot of astronomy-related stuff because I really, really like to do that. It's really interesting. It's really fun for me to make these type of videos and just ramble on about it.